Why switch from guiding to ranching?
I don't know. I guess I like being around the people for guiding or for fishing and hunting, but I like being around the animals better. The cows and the horses. I guess the main thing is with hunting and fishing, you're mainly hunting, you're not doing much in terms of the management of the land. I guess you're helping keep animal numbers down a bit, but not like you do with ranching, where you can really sort of care for the land while you're caring for the animals.
Looking at me, falling to the ground.
Nice.
I'm looking at you, looking at me.
Nice fish.
Falling to the ground.
No. Does it smell good?
Look at that.
Look at that. That's the fish's head. That's his eye. And tail. It's gonna taste so good.
Yum. I love to eat this.
You love to eat fish?
On the golden crown. Looking at you, looking at me, falling to the ground.
How is it raising a family out in the middle of nowhere?
It's awesome. It certainly has its challenges, but what a better place to raise kids. I mean, Charlie can run in 5 miles in any direction and not get into any trouble, really. We gotta watch him around the horses, but we'd rather do that than have him grow up without having this opportunity to be around animals and, you know, learn to love the land and learn to love the animals like we do. It's a very fulfilling life. Here comes Bill. Hi, Bill.
Do you see yourself sticking around here a long time?
Yeah, I do. Well, now having done this, and I can't imagine doing anything else. I've had an office job before, and just I can't imagine doing anything else. It's just so fulfilling.
I'm looking at you, looking at me, falling to the ground.
It kind of gets in your blood, and I was raised around my grandparents' farm, and I don't know, taking care of the animals and being able to create a product that's good for people and good for the land and good for animals is pretty rewarding. And I love being out in this kind of country. Guess we'll get one more load. We manage for a future resource base. And what we want our future resource base to look like is a lot like what it probably looked like 150 years ago, 200 years ago. And this ground that we manage has evolved with herd impact, with grazing animals, and there were buffalo, and they'd come through in big waves, lots of animals, quick amount of time, and the ground would look tough behind them, no doubt, but because they wouldn't camp on a place and keep moving, they'd help the ground. And that's why these cows, the buffalo are gone now, but these cows, if we manage them that way in big herds, short amount of time, keep moving them, it helps this land resource be like it was then. And so it's got native plants and native animals, you know, the wolves, the sage grouse, all of those that we'd like to see. And so we're using the cows as a tool to manage the landscape. The interesting thing, the philosophies kind of go through a lot of what we do, and from handling horses to handling cattle to how we work with employees and other people. Basically, you want to give them the room to make their own decisions, but suggest and encourage the right decisions.
So that's what we're trying to accomplish, is just a stress-free manner of handling cattle. And we do it in a way of not directly approaching them, but kind of approaching them at an angle to where the cattle feel like you're just gonna walk right on by them. Their history of handling has been on four-wheelers, and really fast, you know, people really ramming and jamming on them, and so they're just not used to kind of drifting at a good pace and keeping track of their calves and all of that. So it's really amazing how sensitive they are to pressure, and how they don't, from my understanding anyway, they don't quite understand how to take pressure. And so especially to a person on a four-wheeler, they're really quite threatened, and that's just due to their experiences so far. So we're trying to change that. We want to make a slight disturbance out here by making zigzags so that these cows start to drift. And the cattle really understand straight lines, and they think that they feel that pressure, but they are not threatened because they think you're just going to ride right on by.
I've been running that road, pulling the loads, and the years turn to miles into years, and it's 40 years on the road. Traded faith and tomorrow for the freedom that burns in my soul. And I've seen old glory from the east to the west, seen its poor people get their worst and their best, and it's 40 years on the road. From the cool lights of Fairbanks to the warm Georgia sunsets of gold. It's a long, lonesome road, and every boy knows that a pretty girl ain't all